There is a glimmer of hope this morning that a new deal could calm the violent clashes in Ukraine. 3 days of fighting killed more than 100 people in Kiev. The country's president says this morning he agreed to loosen his grip on power.
We want to give you a live look at Independence Square. Negotiators met all night to try and work out an agreement. It is still unclear if opposition groups will go along, though. And Holly Williams is in Kiev, where word of a deal is not stopping some of the protests. Holly, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie and Nora. Ukraine's President Viktor Yanukovych has agreed to hold elections later this year and to form an interim coalition government. But that is not enough for his opponents. There were scuffles this morning in Ukraine's parliament as opposition members called for snap presidential elections. And the protesters here in Kiev's Independence Square say they will stay put until the president is removed from power. In yesterday's deadly clashes, dozens of policemen were captured by protesters.
Where are you taking them? Where are you taking them?
Negotiators secured their release. But last night, a mob of angry demonstrators tried to stop them from being handed over. This woman said she wanted the policemen to be held hostage until protesters arrested by the authorities are also released. After priests intervened, the policemen were eventually allowed to go free. The demonstrators are irate after the worst bloodshed since these protests began 3 months ago. In yesterday's chaotic fighting, police cut down the demonstrators with live ammunition, leaving city streets smeared with blood. Some of the protesters also fought with firearms. Others hurled rocks and Molotov cocktails. Many of the injured were dragged to a makeshift hospital in the lobby of a nearby hotel.
It's bullet wounds that they were killed with. To the head.
But at least 77 people couldn't be saved, and some here put the figure much higher.
These protests began peacefully back in November. The demonstrators accuse Ukraine's leaders of being corrupt, increasingly dictatorial and too close to Russia.
But many Ukrainians now fear their country could be on the brink of civil war. The government is resolved to regain control, and the once peaceful protesters have become armed revolutionaries who have seen their comrades die and are more determined than ever to remove Ukraine's leaders from power. On Independence Square this morning, we've seen the demonstrators building new barricades. They are clearly expecting more violence.